What's up, Desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and in this video I discussed the Chris Bumstead coaching controversy. I spoke directly with Iain Valliere and got his views on what was actually said and what went down on the live Fouad Abiad podcast. Was he wrongfully quoted by a clout chasing fan in a message to Nick Trigili of Bodybuilding&bs regarding that live Fouad Abiad podcast? Plus, Nick Trigili and Iain go back and forth and have words. The fans have their say, plus what others in attendance had to say about Iain's comments. All that, plus much more coming up in this video, guys. I hope you enjoy it. What's up, Desktopers? Now, before I get into this one, I'd encourage you guys, if you like and appreciate this content, please give this video a thumbs up, smash that like button, also subscribe and hit the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified of every video that goes up from myself, Xavier Wills at Desktop Bodybuilding, including bodybuilding news, interviews, contest coverage, plus much more. So make sure you do subscribe. And the reason why I have been MIA the last almost week now is because I got a pretty bad flu. I don't know if you guys can still hear it in my voice, but I'm trying to get these videos to you as quickly as possible. I have an interview coming out with Bo Lewis as well, who just got second in the 212 of that Puerto Rico Pro, and it looked pretty close to me. Bo Lewis looked pretty outrageous, especially being 44 years of age and making improvements to his physique like he did. So that's a great interview if you guys want to check that one out as well, coming out very, very soon on this channel. But let's get straight into this one. So the way I found out about this is because this popped up first on my Instagram page. I hadn't been doing many videos because obviously I hadn't been well, and I saw this one pop up and I saw breaking news, Chris Bumstead, new coach. I thought, wow, that is breaking news. This is posted by Bodybuilding&bs, which is Nick Trigili's channel. And I had a look and I thought, okay, let's see if this is true, if this is, something that's not exactly like a full new coach, because I knew that Iain Valliere had been coaching Chris Bumstead his whole career, and he really had, turned Chris Bumstead into a multiple-time classic physique Mr. Olympia and the biggest name in the bodybuilding industry. So I sort of went, okay, let's check this out and see what this is about. So first comment is from Iain Valliere, and it says, "Lol, bodybuilding and bullshit is correct." It's got 91 likes. He put a little laughing face on the end as well. And let's have a look at some of the responses. GeoSwole says, at Iain Valliere, all bullshit, no bodybuilding. Kev Budry 93 says, call him out and fuck this troll. Wow, harsh. And then Bodybuilding&bs says, at Iain Valliere, 10 people confirmed it. Don't start this again. This is exactly what you wanted, more drama. I don't know if Iain wants more drama, but then Iain says, at Bodybuilding&bs, lol, how embarrassing for you, man. When Chris and Harney have never even had a conversation about this, they'll likely see this and be like, no, but you make a business off lies, so keep doing your thing. Then Iain says, at this person who says their confusion, says you should be. It's not all what was said, lol. Nick's fabricating a story because Chris is popular. Tons of people in the comments here and on YouTube were at the event and all confirming this isn't relatively true. I even messaged Nick the actual story of what happened, but he's choosing to ignore the real facts as per usual. This guy says, I agree with you. To Iain says, at Iain Valliere, I agree with you. This page is lies and lies, bodybuilding and bullshit. Iain, low, and 10 people didn't confirm this. He's lying anyways. So it goes on for a little bit. Now I'll go to the next comment from Bodybuilding&bs. At Iain Valliere, so what about the text messages I read from one person out of the 10 was false? So this wasn't said on the podcast today. There was like 40 people there anyways, so it's not like you have a lot of people live that heard you fuck up. So Fouad didn't say, should we delete this part out? And Bodybuilding&bs says again, Iain Valliere, I think you're forgetting the old one that brought it up and brought attention to this today on the live podcast. Not I, my friend, once again trying to do damage control. Iain Valliere says, at Bodybuilding&bs, if you think it's true, message Harney. This guy says, at Iain Valliere, you are one of the top bodybuilders in the world. Bodybuilding&bs is a YouTube channel which offers insight and entertainment. Coming here and trashing him and putting him down is like calling a girl fat and ugly only to call her again and give her the D. You're arousing yourself with this back and forth. And Bodybuilding&bs says, people don't get whether I'm right or wrong. Who's winning? And he puts a little first place thing. So I don't know if that means Nick cares if he's right or wrong, as long as he gets attention. I don't know if that's what that means. And when you look through the comments, there's plenty of people that obviously follow Nick Trigili's page that are really hating on this sort of content and calling it clickbait and all that sort of stuff. So you were also wrong about Farah with Hassan. So and the next person says, not too late to delete, but views, I get it. Someone else, this is false, dude, delete this, laughing face. Fucking, I thought this was going to be C-Bum is dead post. Yeah, it does sort of look like that at first glance. That does make sense, bro. Why would he leave his coach? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. C-Bum is doing very well with Iain, and I doubt he will ever leave him. I think he meant, this can't be right. And it basically just goes on. There's a lot of comments there. So Iain made a few points to me and basically said, you can take from what you want. You can say we spoke and just sort of give people the synopsis of what he sort of said. He wasn't too precious about, how I conveyed it or anything like that. So he basically said that Chris and Iain had conversations about bringing someone in, basically to keep an eye on Chris in terms of the last, bit of a prep, especially because Ian's going to be competing in the Olympia, most likely. Obviously, he still has to qualify, but I'm sure he'll do that at the Vancouver Pro. But about bringing someone on at the end, just so Iain, because he can't give Chris his full attention when he's trying to compete and place, top 6 in the Olympia. So bring someone in for that point of it, and also just the mental side of things with where Chris is at in his career, because Chris has won multiple Olympia titles. He's got health concerns and all that sort of stuff, and he's really the top dog, and he's dominant as well. So when you got a dominant guy like that at the top, it's like, what's your motivation to keep improving and keep getting better? And look, Iain didn't say all of this. He just said with the mental side of things, with where he's at in his career. But me looking at it, it's like for everyone else, you go, oh, it's easy. Who doesn't want to be Mr. Olympia multiple times over? What more motivation do you need? But when you're actually there and you're at the top, and it becomes very normal just to be Mr. Olympia for Chris Bumstead, and obviously it's not a huge money financial gainer for him. If it's, the prize money is 50K or something, for Chris, that's really not a lot of money for him. So the money isn't a motivator. It really has to be the prestige and the titles, and the legacy has to be the motivator for Chris Bumstead. So, bringing someone on for that purpose of it is going to be one of the main things. So that's most of, I suppose, what Iain Valliere sort of brought up to me. And I think he just felt bad that Chris's name and Honey's name and everyone got brought into this based off some comments that he made, even though he was wrongfully misquoted. So I can't wait for that actual podcast to come out and to see what's actually said. So let's have a little look at some of the YouTube comments in response to what Nick Trigili actually put up on his YouTube channel. And we go to the second comment here. Jess Falburn and Boss Building says, Nick, this isn't the full story. I was there. Iain did not say Chris was only working with Hani. He said Chris is working with Hani on some mental discipline / toughness coaching and is not leaving Iain. This came up as Iain mentioned how their competing times at the O can conflict. And let's have a little look under here. Ken Bartlett says, thanks for actually telling the truth on this, Jess. This is bull because they family and Nick made it seem like drama. Iain says, yep, and I've told Nick the real conversation, but he just wants lies and clickbait videos, not at all what was said. Then Nick Trigili says, so the other 10 people lied. Then Luke Stockle says, at Bodybuilding&bs, I was there too, Jess is right. Brandon Morrison, he says, yep, I was there too. It's more of a partial helping so he can focus in on his showing for the Olympia as well, so it's not as stressful, or at least that's how Iain was explaining it. So I think there's maybe even more people that was there. I can't quite remember, but you can see there's quite a few comments. And obviously as you go down, the comments will just keep loading because there's a lot of comments on this video. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below about this. Do you think that it's going to come out that Iain Valliere is telling the truth? Do you think it's going to be somewhere in between? Or do you think that this person that actually messaged Nick Trigili, because this is the person that messaged Nick Trigili, it's on his video, you can go check it out, I'll put it in the comments below, basically said that, Hani is Chris's new coach, and that's what Iain said and all that sort of stuff. So, I mean, whoever this person was, it's pretty sucky that they would actually, be fans enough to go to the actual live bro chat and pay their money to go see it. I'm assuming they paid their money. And then go straight away to message. If they message me, I would go straight to Iain Valliere and be like, hey bro, is this true? What actually went down? And then I'd maybe message Hani as well, just try to confirm it before maybe putting it out, because coming from one fan, well, he did say 10. I'd like to see the other 10 text messages from Nick Trigili, or at least him say, hey, can I put this up and whatever, because there wasn't a huge amount of people there. I don't know how many. I think it was more than 40 for sure, maybe 100 people or something like that. I'd really like to see these other people that have messaged and said that, you know, Iain said these exact things. So obviously people can't recollect everything perfectly as well, so I totally understand that. But if you're saying that Iain said that Hani is Chris's new coach, blah, blah, I think that it's basically a clout chasing fan, which sucks. So if anyone that does that, I mean, it's shame on you. And, you know, you've created some news, you've created some headlines, you've created some controversy, and you've created some conflict. But unfortunately, I think that sucks. And some people get a kick out of that, I guess. So it's sort of sad. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about it all in the comments below. Do you think they'll bring on someone? Who do you think it will be? Do you think it'll be Hani? Do you think it'll be someone else? Because I do know that Hani only exclusively works with Evogen athletes, but I think you could probably make an exception to help out a little bit with Chris Bumstead, the most popular man in bodybuilding. Anyway, guys, make sure you head to hdmuscle.com, enter the code desktop. That'll save you 10% off your entire order. If there's a discount on wear already, it'll save you an additional 10%. So make sure you check that out or click the link in the description. And that's it for me. For Xavier Wills, Desktop Bodybuilding, we are out.